Alright everyone, Cowboy Trades here. Welcome back to the channel for a quick update on JASMY. So, wow, we had a news event today that the SEC was coming out and suing Binance and CZ, and this has absolutely melted the markets. Bitcoin is down 6% and JASMY is down around about 11% right now. So, what's the next move for JASMY? I want to make this one super quick, clear, and concise. We're not going to dive into 100 charts. We're going to look at the main focuses of what I'm looking at right now. Normally, my videos on JASMY are a little bit more in depth, but right now, I think it's good to emphasize that we are sitting on the final line of support for JASMY. Now, there's a few different takes on this. You could say, hey, you know, what if we pull up a left-orientated VPVR? Oh, wait, there's no support there. What if we pull up a right-orientated VPVR? There's still absolutely no support to the downside. And yes, you can draw a Fibonacci from swing low to swing high and say, yes, JASMY remains bullish as long as it stays above this 786 Fibonacci at basically 0.00396. I personally am not looking at this Fibonacci level. In my opinion, this is the absolute last line in the sand right now for JASMY. This trend that we're in right now is beautifully characterized on the daily time frame, and in my opinion, if you start putting in daily and especially weekly candle body closes beneath 0.00429, then JASMY is probably doomed to move back down even further to the downside. Now, there's a few different spins on this. Obviously, you know, like we've been saying, this is a massive M pattern right now. So this is the major cause for concern on why you obviously don't want to break beneath this neckline if you're bullish. If you start putting in daily candles beneath this, even worse, if you come down here on the daily and then start bouncing back up, retesting this as resistance, you're probably going to find yourself coming down to the price target at new bear market lows at 0.00219 cent. That would absolutely not be good whatsoever. If we come over to the 4-hour time frame as well, I believe we identified this in the past video. Obviously, there were some bearish technicals playing out for JASMY, which we have broken to the downside of. We can look at many different price targets of many different fractals, but I think the most important thing to state is we'd obviously be coming down to new bear market lows for pretty much all of these. This price target of the bearish pennant breakdown is down here at 0.0027. Just an idea, just one thing we've been pointing out. But yeah, really, this is the main thing that I'm looking at right now. If you start breaking beneath this, you are pretty much screwed. Now, on the daily time frame as well, if we are looking at the stochastic RSI, you can see we've been melting down for the past day. And yesterday, the stochastic RSI was all the way up here for the short-term moving average at 86. And there is a lot of room on the daily time frame for us to get continuation back down. On the weekly time frame, things are even worse. Right now, we're in an absolute pitfall. On average, these two moving averages are sitting round about 34. And if we look at the last time this happened for JASMY, what I've normally noticed on the stochastic RSI is the breakdowns from the top of the stock are absolutely brutal. But when you come down into the last, 40 points of the stochastic RSI, these are normally where you get the rest of the absolutely monumentally brutal drawdowns in price history. The last time we were at this level breaking down on JASMY stochastic RSI, we were up here at 0.006 and we proceeded to have a 56% drop. There's lots of room for lots of different oscillators to move down. I'm going to smoothen out the analysis instead of looking at 100 different oscillators. I'm just going to look at the main ones, stochastic RSI, and also if we come over to the MACD, on the daily time frame, it looks like we're about to have a bearish cross. On the weekly time frame, it also looks like we're about to have a bearish cross for the first time in JASMY's history trading on a lot of these centralized exchanges. So things are not looking good. Another way of, just drawing this neckline pattern that we've been looking at in the previous chart is also just, first of all, just ignore this for a second. What I'm really focusing on this chart is this SFP pattern. For most of the time, we've been trading within this quite tight range for JASMY, and you can see whenever we've had an SFP, a swing failure pattern, you have these catapults to the upside. Over here, you can see we had an SFP catapult to the downside. The reason why we didn't break to the downside of this is because we were holding this particular level as support. This was previous support here. Then this was flipped as resistance, flipped as resistance. This was broken above. This was flipped as support, held as support, held as support. And throughout this stage over here, throughout this range SFP, you can see we made a macro M pattern, which we held as support, held as support, held as support. And now we're breaking to the downside of this. Literally right now, you can see on the daily, we are just starting to squeeze underneath the support level. And if we get continuation, we've got multiple different patterns playing out. We've got bearish pennants, we've got asymmetrical triangles with lower price targets, we've got this range high SFP telling us we should be coming down to the bottom of the range. We have already torn through basically all of the volume support, and we've already lost the 618 fib. So really the point of this video is to highlight, ladies and gentlemen, that this is the absolute last line in the sand. Like we said, if JASMY starts closing daily and weekly candle body closes beneath 0.00429, that is it for me. Now I want to wrap up the video, so we're going to move on to the last chart before discussing my price targets. This is just going to be really quick. JASMY BTC. We've been looking at this religiously, and we've been letting you know that altcoin pairs are leading indicators for their USD pairs. Now the last price prediction we had on JASMY BTC was about a 55% drop, and we're still predicting this. We're predicting for JASMY to move down to its 1.236 Fibonacci retracement against this Bitcoin pair. Now since this, we've moved down about 39%, and I'm predicting a further 26.5% drop to the downside. Now you can basically see a lot of these candles on the daily time frame are very, very ugly, but JASMY BTC came down and pretty much tagged its bear market lows once again. So right now, JASMY is looking like it's going to continue this bleed out against Bitcoin. I think, momentum oscillators on pretty much everything is pointing for lower price targets. EMA ribbons, even if we look at, EMA ribbons, bull market support bands for JASMY, we're losing every level of support, and this is the absolute last line in the sand. So wrapping up the video, in the macro, we've been talking about, these different ebbs and flows in the market. Right now, the particular ebb and flow we're looking at is in the theory of this 5-wave Elliott wave theory. So we've obviously highlighted this massive ABC bounce that happened, earlier on in 2021, coming into the beginning of 2022. Since then, we've been in a very, very clear Elliott wave, 5-wave structure to the downside, and it looks like we're coming down and getting that continuation down to wave 5 like we've been predicting. To keep things very, very simple, I've got a few different price targets. In fact, I've got 3. There's 2 different Fibonacci retracement levels. One is the 1.236 right here at 0.0015. The next 126 to the downside of there is 0.00139. From where we're at right now, I have to readjust this because since my last video, since my last USD prediction, we have moved down about 16% following this price target. This would be predicting, from where we are right now. Let's take things one price target at a time. Coming down to this M pattern, that's a 49% drop. This 1.236 is a 65% drop. This 1.236 is a 67% drop. And where I personally think JASMY is probably going to find some bear market support, potentially this could be the bear market low, but we'll need to take things one price target at a time, is down here at a psychological level, 0.001. So for today, my friends, that's all I've got. We've been warning you that this has been coming for quite some time, and as you can see, now we're coming down to this last line of support. Things are looking like they're beginning to get extremely shaky. Keep your eyes on Bitcoin as well. Keep your eyes on this FUD that is going around. I think this is like the 7th time this year that Binance has got lawsuits, whether it's from the SEC or a different entity. They've been under a lot of heat recently, and this really seems like a CZ market. So, keep your eyes on CZ, keep your eyes on Binance, keep your eyes on the Bitcoin charts. These are, of course, going to be leading indicators for JASMY. Right now, I do just want to quickly highlight Bitcoin is losing the 200-week moving averages support. So in my opinion, Bitcoin is looking like it wants to move lower. This is going to bleed into JASMY, and we're soon going to see new lows, just like we've been predicting. So for today, my friends, that is all I've got. Hope you enjoyed the content. If you did, make sure to let me know down below by leaving a like and a comment. Share the videos with your friends. If you want to further support the channel, feel free to click the join button and become a member today. Follow me over on Twitter at 618_cowboy. I'll leave it here. It's been your boy Cowboy Trades. I'm out. Peace.